Good morning on day 50 from the side of the road. This road's closed all winter. I'm not sure where it opens. Maybe at Jacob Lake. I don't know. But I thought show you my tent setup. It's very crooked. It's probably the worst site I've been on. Didn't sleep as well as I'd hoped. The right side kept pushing against the tent, or like the right side of my quilt. So it kind of flattened out the down, and the wind was coming from that way. Every once in a while it would kick up and it would just get cold. But yeah, here's my tent. Mostly packed up, so I'm ready to go. I just gotta pack up the tent. Look at that beauty. Look how crooked it is. The right side is where I slept, and the left is just super crooked. It's not the best campsite ever. So what are you gonna do? So I'm gonna pack up, and I'm actually gonna gather up some of the snow and put it in my Ceenock. I think the snow is gonna be frozen though, so it might be a little hard. But I don't want to get snow from the side of the road, just because I'm sure most of it's okay, but I don't know if they sprayed salt or any other chemicals on there. So ideally, I mean, it'd be better just to get snow from further up in the meadow where it's a little cleaner, less chemicals. It's deeper right by the road because of the plowing, but so the snow up here would be dirtier, but then I'm gonna filter it regardless. But the filter cannot do anything against chemicals. It can do sediments and things like that and bacteria. So that's the plan for now, and hope it melts in the next 5 hours, because I think that's when I'm gonna need water. I have a little over a liter. Well, there's something I wouldn't have seen if I took the trail. That is a gas station actually at the North Rim area, and across the street, it's actually hard to make out although I'm zoomed in. That is the general store and North Rim Lodge. But that's the general store where normal people probably would have gone to resupply. There's a sign for it. Yeah, generally if the North Rim store is open, you could resupply there, and from the South Rim you just need like 2 or 3 days of food, not like 5 days of food. And then from there you can pretty much make it all the way to the northern terminus, no problem. Some people still stop at Jacob Lake, but I don't think it's worth it. It's like a 3-mile road walk or hitch from the trailhead to the lake. But maybe about 5 miles before Jacob Lake, we will be hitting the Arizona Trail. It actually gets really close to here, relatively close, and then parallels it for a few miles. But right when it first hits, it's still at 8,800 feet elevation, so the snow is going to be pretty thick. Although I gotta say, it's getting thinner here than it was when we were at the national park and right outside the national park. So I'm hoping it's promising. But if it's real bad, it's good because it parallels the road. If the snow is super bad, you can just bail out, try to just dump onto the road and take the road. I think right before it leaves, it diverts away to Jacobs Lake. The trail is maybe 300 feet lower maybe than when it initially meets. So I think it'll be better. So I think my plan for today is to, right where it diverts away, just find a place to camp for the night there, and then the next morning I'll hike the 5 miles down to the junction to Jacob Lake Road, and that'll be good because the first 5 miles will be in the morning. Everything will be frozen. I might have to navigate quite a bit, but I think it'll work out, and then after that it should be a lot easier. So here's to hoping that that works out. 3 more nights on trail, everybody. 3 more nights on trail. It's pretty exciting. 3 more mornings, and then I go to a hotel. The western side of the road is still so covered in snow. It's crazy. On the eastern side, for some reason, I guess it's warmer in the afternoon plus the sun, but along the hill it's pretty clear. Fascinating, huh? Hey look, Page is only 99 miles away and Flagstaff's 185. We are down to 8,500 feet and big difference, right? Look ahead. I'm going a little down a little bit more, but a lot less snow. It's actually amazing. That's just a lot less snow at 8,500. My plan was to get back onto the Arizona Trail at a section that was 8,600 and then just camp there and then do the 10 miles out in the snow. So I think that's a viable plan. I think there's gonna be campsites there. There's another spot really close I thought about getting on, but it's 88,500 or 8,850 and it's gonna be covered as well. I think, I don't know. We'll see when we get there. We're still probably like 10 miles away. It's a lot of road walking today, but pretty amazing how much less snow there is down there. I mean, right outside the national park, it was just as far as you can see snow. The road is way over there. I came over here because there's a big hill and it was blocking the western winds. The wind shifted, now it's northwest, so I'm kind of getting blown on, but it's not too bad. Oh, there's melted water over there. I'm trying to actually melt snow in a CNOC bag. Right now I'm eating one of these things. I tried them at the Grand Canyon General Store, but they super crumble up. They're just destroyed. So I'm eating it with a spoon. They work all right. It's a lot of sugar and fat. I just noticed that there's a pool of water over there, like quite big. So I might actually go over there and fill up my CNOC bag. I just filled it with a whole bunch of snow. My right hand's kind of cold. But it's going to take a long time to melt. I'd rather go get the water. It's actually warm enough that it doesn't look frozen at all. It's pretty nice. And I can't believe just a few hundred feet down, like how much less snow there is here. So I have hope. I'll get back on the AZT later today and I'll camp out on the AZT tonight. Pretty hopeful. Pretty wild. This part is frozen, but the other part is not frozen. Let's see if I can get access to it. I might have to jump over the snow over there. I think we'll be good. I forgot to bring my scoop though. I have to go back for it. I hope I don't. I'll just try to collect it with the bag, but ooh, this looks like I could just sink into the water anywhere. There's a tank that's referenced in gut hooks, and believe it or not, the Arizona Trail is right up there somewhere. I think up the hill a little, but not all the way. I think I'm just gonna cross right now and get on the trail. It's not even noon yet, and even if there's a lot of snow, I could probably still make at least 5-6 miles easily, and I still have 2 full days to hike, so this will actually be perfect. And it looks great up there. I mean, if there's patches, I don't mind, and there is water at this tank. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go up there. Let's get back on the trail sooner than I expected. I thought it'd be a lot later. Like, I thought the trailhead might be, I don't know, too snowed in. The disadvantage of going on the trail right here is we have a 300-foot climb immediately because the trailhead is higher. But I'm excited to get back on the trail after all this road walking. And nobody's reported the status of this tank. Oddly enough, everyone's road walking. They can see this tank from the road. I wonder why they didn't report it. But it's pretty full. And the fence around it's quite pretty. I guess they do it to keep the cows out. Everything else can jump right in. But it's pretty full. Let's go around and find this trail. Whew, it's been a long time. It's probably been like 28 miles since we've been on the trail. Trail, everybody. It's hard to make out, actually. And I don't know where it comes from, but we finally get to cut in. Before this, it was behind a hill, so we couldn't really see it. But This is since the national park entrance, the first part where we can actually easily get to it. After that, it was just way off to the side, like up to even a mile. And bushwhacking through all that snow would have been very hard, potentially dangerous if you're by yourself. I just put some snow prints in there, so I figured maybe somebody would see it, but I have a feeling nobody's coming this way before all this snow melts, because there isn't that much snow right here. I will just go around it though. No point getting my feet wet already. But I see a couple signs. We're gonna go up into that hill. Let's see how bad it is. If it's super bad, I'm just gonna bail again and get back on the road, because we're gonna be right next to the road for quite a while here. It's gonna start going down too before it branches away, and that's when it's one of the spots, probably the best spot to cut in. But I think this is gonna be fine. Let's go! Trail time! Look, one set of footprints. I wonder if 2 people have come through. Or more, I don't know. There was mud back there. I didn't see any steps. So I didn't think anybody came through here, but good. With it being so windy on the road, I love that once you're on the trail, all these trees just protect you. And you can hear the wind. But it's quiet here. It's nice. It's very nice. It's nice to be back on the trail. Yeah, I was about to say the snow isn't so bad, but these drifts look tall, like over a knee tall. And it's really slushy right now. And I've been sinking in. I don't know if I'm gonna cut around the side a little where it's a little shallower, because I'm gonna be post holing quite a bit through this right now. This is not the right time of day to be walking on the snow. I am post holing like crazy, up to knee. Up ahead, you see the other person, they post hole a couple times, and then there's no more post holes because the snow's hard enough to support their weight and actually get out. But I am just post holing non-stop here, and this is a tall drift. My plan here is I'm just gonna stick in the shadows where it's a little harder. So I'm gonna swing to the right and just stay in the shadows and get through this one. I think it's still okay. I mean, even if I do 5 more today, I have so few miles to spread out over 2 full days of hiking tomorrow, and then 10 more miles the last day, and it's not too bad. So I guess I'll suffer through it, stay on the trail as much as I can. I maybe changed my mind here. This drift was bad. I sunk in up to mid-thigh, and then my other leg sunk in mid-thigh, and I actually had to crawl out on my arms again. And it's always a hassle trying to make sure your shoes stay on. And they were deep. My legs are dripping with water. Shoes are soaking wet already. Bad. Let's check the mileage and see how much of this I could endure. The shins are taking a beating. Half mile more, this trail meets up with the road again. It gets really close. I have several options I've been thinking over. I just camp out now. It's 12 o'clock. If I start off at 6 o'clock in the morning, it'll just be easy, just walking right over everything. My shoes are a little wet, they're not completely soaked. Plenty of sun, I could let it dry out so it doesn't freeze in the overnight. Or I could walk half mile through this and get to the road and then road walk it. We're only going higher right now, so it's a little tougher. The drifts are pretty tall. I'm really tempted to just call it here. I can camp here. Places aren't super flat and there's tons of debris, but I can camp here and I can melt out a bunch of snow, stay out for the night. I still have a lot of sun, so I can melt a good amount of snow, and the trees will actually block the sun early enough I can set up my tent and it'll be fine. The big thing is I only have 45 miles to the end, and if I stop here I can do 17, 17, and 11, and I'll be there. So my ride is scheduled for Sunday. It's Thursday. I have all day Friday, all day Saturday to hike. So it's not a bad plan. I mean, that sounds like a perfectly good plan. If I cruise over the ice tomorrow morning, if I like leave at 5, I can get to where there should be no ice. In fact, 17 miles out is where Jacob Lake is at. So before then, there should be much less ice. In fact, I think after we get over to High Point here, it's gonna be better. But it's just these drifts. I'm post holing every time right now. I can't handle these drifts. And I don't want to go back and go to the lake and road walk. So I think I'm just going to camp here. It sounds like a horrible, horrible idea. It's only 12, 15 or something. But I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to edit a couple of videos, transfer some data off the phone. But I think at first I'm just going to try to get some snow in my CNOC and in a Ziploc bag and try to get that melting as soon as I can while the sun is out. And I'll clear off this area. It is a Widowmaker heaven over here. Probably not the best spot. All right, but I think that's it. That's enough hiking for today. But I think it'll work. I think it's a solid plan, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. I'm just staring over here trying to see if there's a good way around over this, but the drift goes along the whole length and it's very tall. It's been behind some shade, but even in the shade the snow is just giving way. It's still really tall, even way on the right, so I can't even go around. It's shorter over there though. The worst spot to cross is right here along the trail, because you have like 30 feet you gotta go over. Okay, the trail is over there somewhere. I went all the way around along the tree line and then came out this way. Back on the trail, some small drifts. I'm just gonna go a little further until I find a good level spot to camp without so many dead branches over me, because even the shin-high snowdrifts are hurting because the top layer of semi-ice is scraping my leg, and it is very painful. So I'm just gonna go a little bit further until I find a good camp spot. All right, the trail is down there somewhere, but I made my way up here, and there's actually semi-level area. I think I can make it work. I just got to clear off all the debris, a lot of the pine cones and any sharp rocks. Actually, I might just stay over here. It's a little better, and no dead branches, so that's pretty good. So all right, I'm gonna put my stuff down, get to clearing, and fill up those bags and get that snow melting. Right now I have one CNOC bag filled, but that's probably gonna just come down to 1 liter. So I'm gonna fill up a gallon Ziploc bag. I don't think there are any leaks in it, as far as I could tell. It's a used one, but it could leak across the top. So I'm just gonna fill it up all the way and let it stand. Over here I cleared off the top. That's where all the debris is. Below that, it's pretty clear snow. I'll just dump it in here. I won't fill it all the way because I don't need a gallon, or I don't need even a liter. I'd like for it to melt, so I'll just put it on some dark ground, try to flatten it out to get more sun hitting it, and just lay it out. Can you see my shin? A bunch of new scratches up there. It's all from the post holing. These are old, but brand new. It's such a weird time of day right now because in the sun it's just way too hot, and in the shade, if there's any breeze, it's way too cold. So you gotta like keep going in and out. But I'm gonna leave my stuff in the shade for now. I'm not gonna set up my tent or anything. I probably have at least 3 or 4 more hours before the sun gets behind these trees, and only 3 or 4 more hours for the snow to melt, which is going slowly, but it's going. I thought I'd show you my drying stuff. Yep, drying out the insoles, hoping the shoes dry up mostly, and then the socks and gaiters. And these guys, I'm just gonna move them periodically because the ground gets warm by the sun, so I'll just move it onto a fresh, warm patch of ground, and then just keep doing that every now and then. I think at the end of the day I might have to boil some water and just kind of pour it into the CNOC just to melt some off, just to have enough water for tonight. I have about 2 liters of water. Maybe a liter is flavored. That's pretty good. Actually I have almost 2.5. By the way, you probably all know, but if you're gonna melt snow in a pot, you should add a little bit of water on the bottom, otherwise you're gonna scorch the bottom of your pot, because the snow actually doesn't make full contact with the pot, and the parts of the pot that don't have any snow contact will burn. So just fill it with a little bit of water, more is better, and then fill it with snow, and then you're good to go. By the way, that is an option of mine because I have plenty of fuel for at least another week, and I only have 3 nights that I have to cook, so I might have to resort to that. There's my tent set up. The wind is coming from all different directions, so it's kind of crazy. I'm just gonna button everything up tonight. It's already super cold and it's like 5. Yeah, so I ran in the tent because it got windy again all of a sudden. So as I was saying, it's really cold and I'm actually rooting for it to be as cold as it can be so that everything is frozen. So my plan actually works out, because if I start walking at 5 o'clock or so, 4:45, and I'm still post holing, stopping early was for nothing. I will have to, I'll probably backtrack, just because I know how many drifts I need to go through to get back. It's going to be a pain, but I'll get back to the road and I'll just hike the road as far, I think, to that junction that goes off to Jacobs Lake. I'll go there. It's a little lower than here and it goes straight down from there, so hopefully that's good. If it's still bad, I'll just walk all the way to Jacobs Lake and then up the highway back to the AZT, but I'm hoping it's good. Tomorrow I have 13 miles to that junction that that goes from Jacobs Lake and the Arizona Trail. So I would like to hike, just crazy hike, 13 miles until I get to that spot. Hopefully everything is frozen, everything stays frozen for that long. If I move as well as I can, maybe it'll take me 6 hours to get there, which would be 10 o'clock, which would be 11 o'clock. By 11 o'clock, things will be slushing up, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. All else fails, I'm just gonna go straight to the road again, because we'll be paralleling the road for a lot. Hopefully it's not too hard to get to the road, but that's the escape plan. And I just need to get, I'd say, within 30 miles of the terminus. Then I can make it 20 miles one day and then 10. I could even do I don't know. It's supposed to be good after Jacobs Lake, so I could do 34. I don't know. They'll still work, but this snow, I am super glad I road walked. I felt guilty about it for a while, but the thing is, there's less snow here than at the national park. And when I got to that junction, it was 4 o'clock. There was no way I was going to even make it a mile before I turned back. Not even half a mile, because I saw how deep that snow was. There was just no way I was going to happen. The only way around the whole, not camping in a national park, would have been to walk north, camp in a national forest, and go back. But it's actually quite a distance from the first dry patches of land to the park. And even if you did that, I probably would have gotten 10 miles before I couldn't go anymore. And that would have put me way behind schedule to finish on Sunday. So I have my ride, my plane, my hotel all reserved. So I just need to make it Sunday by noon. If I had no ride and no plane set up, I would wing it, but I don't. So my finishing time uh, impacts other people, so I have to finish on time. So wish me luck. Wish me for a super cold night, right? And hopefully my plan works out tomorrow. So you all have a good night, and I will talk to you tomorrow morning in the dark, hopefully happy. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, all that work melting snow for 3 hours got me 2 liters of water. The gallon bag worked way better than the Ceenoc bag. And you fill the Ceenoc bag, and when it melts, you only get like a quarter. So I actually filled it twice, and the gallon bag I filled twice. Although the second half I actually just poured out because I had enough water. But definitely have extra gallon bags if you are planning to melt snow in the sun, because a gallon bag is probably going to get you like a liter of water, like a quarter. So actually less. So plan on that. And using the sun is so much easier than using fuel anyway. So, but yeah, worked out 2 liters. So I am good for tomorrow.